all my crafty friends. Nana K here with NanaKDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook. I am just doing a little bit of piddling this afternoon late. I'm not sure that I'm going to do a full tutorial type video on the book itself right now. I have been in here planning, which is what I have to do a lot of times. I have been here going in and cut pages, and I'm planning some of the stuff that I'm going to put in here, which is going to make the pages go a little faster. But right now I am really in bad need of base items. And when I say base, I mean cutting up some of the overprints I've got. I have had to do some reprints because I somehow messed up my measurement on my Photoshop when I printed something, when I made some of the newer pages that I've just produced in this kit. And they were a little too short for the book, and being meticulous me, I just weren't happy with them. But I thought, well, you know what? I've already printed them. I can use them to make tags and cards. So that's kind of what you see me sitting here cutting them with my little cutter, just kind of relaxing, having a little no stress mass make type event. And I don't even know if you call this a mass make, because I'm not making the same thing. I'm just going to take papers that I've already got and start cutting them down into some tags. Yesterday, I believe it was, we were working on a tag, and I had used one of my stencils from my Heartfelt Creations stencils to cut a kind of an arch for the top of a tag, and I think that's what I'm going to do here again. I think I'm going to lay this on here where I want this tag, and I think I'm going to make me a tag out of this book. I think this book is so pretty, and I think I'm going to make me a tag out of this, but I want to make sure first that this is one of the ones that don't fit the page. Yeah, see, it was too short right there. So yeah, I'm going to make a tag out of this one, so that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start by cutting some things down. And I'm just going to kind of look at my design. This is my template. When I told y'all cut y'all a template, well, I just accidentally cut me out one. So this is going to be my template right here. And what I'm doing, if I can find my equipment, is I'm just going to make me a little line of where I need to cut this off, because that's the width I want it, but I wanted to center it. I want to save that little template because I'm going to make me a few tags with that arch, and then I'm going to look at my stuff and see if I've got another arch or two. I mean, another couple of dies that's got different shapes, because this has got two different size ones here. And if I could figure out how to cut them fancy without cutting the whole thing out, I would. And I've got an idea, but I'm not going to go into all that, because the idea of teaching this particular book to you guys is so you would have the stuff available. So don't want to use a lot of my purchased equipment, because you're not going to have it available. And I cut that a little too short. Lot to start with. Gosh. Didn't eye that one very well, did I? So what a neat one. I'm just going to go with it again. I should have just kind of measured it, I guess. But we'll make up for the loss by, I guess, making it just a little wider here instead of so far over. Like I say, I can always cut more off if I don't. Just kind of give me an idea. This helps me line it up a little more. Alright, hopefully it's about the right width. It's a little wide tag, but I've got another one of those flip pockets here in this book, so we're good. Oh, good. We got the right width, and it's not too bad. So let's see how long I want this one. I want a massive. My book's only, let's see, my book's only 7.5, so about 6.5. About 6.5 is how big I want this tag. So we're going to put it right about here. Not even going to bend over and pick that up. Just get me another one. No, I won't get that one. Okay. Right about there would be my 6.5 mark. And guys, I'm just going to chit chat with myself. And if you see this video, you know I was happy with it. And of course, I'll tell you, if you don't see it, then I wasn't happy with it and I didn't post it. All right. Now the problem is making sure I get straight across there. I guess the smart thing again to do would be to cut this one on off. No, I already did cut that off, didn't I? Didn't I just cut that? Am I being silly today? No, it's still 7 inches, so we're going to cut that right where I just made that mark. And cut it off at 6 inches. Well, they're about, not exact, they're about, but that's my tag. So that's my tag height. I'm going to say these for, I got a little thing called stack shapes over here where I'll do some stackles after a while with some shapes and things and make some hidden paper clips or something with those. All right, so now we're going to draw it. Got it right where I want it. I like the shape. I really do kind of like the shape. I'm sorry I'm so quiet. Had a really rough night. My baby just kept me up all night. He sleeps when he's here, and I've had to carry him back to his daddy today because I have got to plan his birthday party tomorrow. And I thought, well, I needed a break from him, and he was happy to go home and see his daddy for a little while until I walked out the door, and then he wasn't so sure he wanted Nanny to leave him, but I need some sleep tonight. That boy kept me up all night. I think I had an hour's worth of sleep last night. I've had me a little nap this afternoon, but not much of one. And technically, guys, before I cut this, I really probably should have gone ahead and put my white on the back. But right now, what I'm basically just trying to do is get some tags just cut and ready to go. I want to look and see if I've got anything else that can take that white tag. We may want to narrow that tag down because that's a mighty big jumbo tag, and I'm trying to think. I know it's not going to fit that unit, and it's not going to fit that one, and I may not have anything big enough for that wide tag again, and honestly, I do not. So we're going to narrow it down a little more. We're going to take some more off this. This tag right this minute is 1, 2, 3, 4 inches wide. You definitely don't want it that wide. So I'm going to come right here and take a 1/2 inch off this side and a 1/2 inch off this side right to start with, and narrow this tag down a whole lot more. And if we don't use it in this book, we'll use it somewhere. But I do want to utilize some of these extra sheets. Get them on out of the way. Save those strips. Like I said, I'm going to use them somewhere else. Alright, so that looks a little better. That looks more natural. That's not quite a fat tag. So that gives us one tag that we've cut out of our books that we've got our cards over here. And again, I'm going to have to just kind of measure them to make sure that the ones that's too short. This one's not, so this is a good one. We need to save that one to use. And I think I've already used this one. But that's a short one. Let me go ahead and do that. There's another book tag, but that's a short one. Sorry guys, I don't even know if you understand what I'm saying, but I got too much. I just cut them too short, so I'm going to use those to make some journal cards. We already got tags, so we don't need tags, so we're going to cut this one down and make it into a good sized journaling card. I think, do I want a great big one or do I want a medium? I think I'm just going to cut this down to about a medium. A good hefty size journal card, but not the full page. And I'm not doing any real measuring. I'm just kind of looking at it like my eye wants to catch it. Okay, and I think I'm going to make this one just what I want. Just a little to give me some florals in the corners up there. And I think that's the size journal card I'm going to make. It's still mighty large. I might cut it off just a little bit more. Although I'm going to cut so much flour off that I'm not. Well, yeah, I am going to cut a little bit off. Just a tiny bit more off each side, but not a whole lot. But yeah, this is another thing I do a lot of times. I just have to kind of sit and cut. Like this right here, I ended up having this little strip left, and I've made it into a belly band that I'm going to put across some part of the book, maybe on one of our other pages that we're going to work on. And I kind of like that. There's me a good size journaling card right there. All right, the butterfly is the same way. Let's cut it down. Let's cut this down to 2 tags. I think we can cut this just about in half and get 2 different tags out of this one. Yeah, what do you think? It's going to be small tags, but we can do that. Okay. There's my cut line right there. And I'll make 2 tags out of this one. Okay, right there and there. Long tags. And we'll take our other punch and we'll just cut the corners off on this one. I use a large one. This one was real simple. These little things come in handy. Okay, so there's a tag, and that's a really tall one, isn't it? And for some reason it looks wider at the bottom than it does at the top. Let's just take a look. Okay. Oh, yeah. It is. Let's try to straighten this little thing out. It is crooked. That happens sometimes. I don't know how I do that, but I manage. Now that looks a whole lot better. That was a crooked little rascal. And this one is too, so let's get it cut down. How in the world I cut that? Sometimes I guess I slide my paper while I'm trying to cut. Oh my gosh, just simple things. These I'm cutting them down to tags. And you're not necessarily stuck with this long one like this. You can come in after once you're getting this doing, and you can cut off some of that. You can even line your back of this thing. I still think it looks crooked. It really still looks mighty crooked to me. I don't know. I must have cut something way off on this one. But you can line the back with another page of something. This is what's happening. This is going down in my gully, this gully here when I'm trimming, and it's like folding it under. It's still doing it. So you know what? We're stuck with it until we can get something harder behind it. But you can, what's he saying? Then you can fold this up and make it a pocket like that. So there's a lot you can do. You ain't got to keep them that long. All right, let's see. Was this one cut down or not? It was too short. Okay. It was too short. All right, let's see. I'm going to make another fat tag with this one. And because I've already got this one the exact size I like, I'm going to do it this way. Make it a whole lot simpler for all of us if I just come in here and trim off a little at the bottom. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Trim a little off. All right. And then I'm going to just lay this tag in the center of it. Try to center it the best I can into the clip art that's in the center of this tag. And I'm just going to draw around this one and just cut it out. I'm trying to get as much of that swing inside the center of this as I can. So then I'm just going to lightly lightly draw, and I say lightly, so I don't have a lot of pencil mark left. Same shape, my new shape tag. I'm going to come up with some more, but this is the one for now. All right, and I've got that one, so we'll cut this one out. A little hard to see with this nice dark print, but I can pretty much see my pencil line. Close enough, close enough. Always go around these curves, turning this paper, makes a much cleaner, nicer, neater cut. And I can already tell you that side's longer than this side, so we're going to have to cut a little more off in a minute. But right now, I'm not going to sweat it. I'm going to get my basic tag cut out. We'll cut more off later when we get busy working on the tag. But yeah, we've got more here than we do there, so we are going to have to take a little bit off. So let me look at it. This one is right at 1.5. This one is at 1, so we need to cut this one off. Line it up straight right there across that bottom line, and I need it cut out right on this line right here. Easy enough. Make sure it's straight. Okay. Just little things to keep you busy in between. Now it's nice and neat and even. I'm seeing a little crookedness here. I'm seeing something that just ain't quite right. I'm hoping I'm not totally messing it up. There we go. I don't know how that got crooked like that, but sometimes that happens, I guess. All right, we'll save those bands. Throw that one away. All right, we're going to just go ahead and clip these up later. I'll say let them aside right now because I know that's boring you to death. But that is just a little quick preview telling you what I do with my excess papers when I have them. So we got a few little tags ready for bases and a couple cards. All right, so since I've got the video started and I've kind of gotten shook it out myself a little bit, I'm going to take a swallow of my juice, please. I drink a lot of juice, guys. Since I had that flu last week, I have been extremely thirsty, but that's okay. All right. Set my belly bands on. Let's go in here and find that page that I was working on. This is one of the big, this is going to be one of the pockets. It's going to take a great big card. So we're going to work on it. It'll be real simple to do. We'll knock that out in this video. You already seen me do one. I really should have probably just gone ahead and did that one. Here's the card I'm going to put on the inside. I've already got it cut out. See, this is what I did. I pre-cut. So on the front part, we're going to go put the pretty fairy. Let's see if I can find me some scrap paper that I don't have to pull out. Yeah, there we go. I've got to order me some more Yoo-hoos. I think I did order them already on Amazon earlier today because I'm down to 5 sticks. I mean, with this book, I have really been using these sticks up, but I really like this glue. Just because it really just is time consuming. It's not time consuming. That's not the word I wanted to say. It saves me time because using the little Berry Arts glue, just gluing it and just make it, I just get a smoother layout with this, and I like it. So that's all I'm saying about it. I won't say anything else about the glue, but that's really why I've decided I really like this glue, because I get such a nice flat layout with this glue. All right, get up in the corners. You guys know the routine. Nothing that you really need to see me do, but because I made a promise that I was going to do all the pages on video, I'm forcing myself to do that. I am choosing as I go along what I want. I'm trying to blend pages together so they kind of match. Like this flower and this flower are the same. This was our last video, number 10. This is number 11 we're working on. The fairy is in place now. We look like we're not quite lined up on this corner, so I've got to pull it up a second. Just about halfway down the sheet, we've kind of got a little bit out of alignment from the back side. I'm going to come in and look at that. Try it again, turn it in. Slide it. There you go. Sliding. Get a good grip on your fingers. Once you get it on the edge right, then you can lift it back up again and get it down. And I'm trying to prevent a wrinkle. I'm trying to get a wrinkle right here. Okay, and I got one anyway, but we'll pull it in. And that's another thing that you do. Your paper does stretch a little when it's wet like this. So be aware that it does stretch a little. But once it starts drying, it will dry back into place. Okay. I've got to pull it up again. This is what I did. And I want to come over here doing a lot of struggling today. But we got it that time. Yes. All right, let's find my little press here. Got a little corner here I didn't get really well with the other glue, so we're going to use the berry there. Make sure we're down good. Now if we want to come back with that little edge, like I told you, using the book edges and going ahead and tearing it so that you get the same look on both sides. I'm not going to do that right this minute. That'll be a last step. We don't have any lace cut right now, so what we're doing is we're just simply getting the papers laid on. Okay, this is the inside of the pocket. I'm not going to do anything to that yet. I will do something. I probably will just do a small liner on just about halfway down on both sides. And I think I've got something already cut. I've got several pieces of paper cut. All right, let's glue this one up. Just kind of skim through this if you've already seen me do the other one. If you're new and you hadn't seen me do the other one like this, it's just a repeat of what we done at the very first of the book on another video. I tried to take that last video, number 10, and make a premiere out of it. I'm trying to learn more things about what YouTube is offering me. And I've just messed that one up a little bit, so I'm going to have to do some kind of patchwork on that and how that happened. But we're not going to get too fretful over it because I can always put a little butterfly in that corner. You pull just a tiny bit of the print off. And like I said, I don't let little tiny things like that get me all upset. Okay, let's look at the back and make sure we didn't do the same thing again we did a while ago. I don't want to have to pull it all back up. All right, we got it down. I've got a little bit of edging up here, a little bit higher than I wanted. So this page is cut a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. I'm going to trim it down. You guys can watch me trim it down. Sometimes this is a little difficult. And I've got a little repair job I'm going to have to do over there in that corner. But as I told you earlier, when you're having to cut off the top like this, be very careful and try not to cut your page because it does throw your book out of balance a little bit on the top. But all right, now in this corner here, I'm seeing a rib. Well, let me look. No, I thought it was ripping out, but it's just where the two had stuck together and just a little bit peeled off. But I've also got a little bit of white here, so I'm going to have to trim this one down just a tiny bit too. And you don't have to, guys. I don't think it's sticking out enough that it's going to make that much of a difference, but I'm just too meticulous sometimes. But I got it. Didn't take but a little bit, and I got a little bit on this corner right here. I'm not sure I can get my angle right, but I did. All right, so now I've got the outside edges done. Now I'm going to come in with this, and I'm going to just kind of cut this paper in half like this. And that's going to be just kind of the lining for the back of my pocket. It adds a little bit more strength. But before I do it, I am going to go ahead and clip my punches back out because I've actually measured these punches And I don't want to get them out of alignment because this is where my dangle dangles are going to hang out the edge of my book, and I've already lined them up in specific places. So I'm going to go ahead and punch that back out, so when I lay this one over, I know where to punch it again. And if y'all know a simpler way to keep up with things like that, that's fine. I just do things my way. That's not necessarily the right way. It's just Nana K's way. Alright, so we've got our 2 liners done. And now they've got to be cut. So, and it don't matter if they're not exactly to the edges. I do want a top edge, but I'm talking about in here. You can just kind of cut it off like that. And I am going to go again one more time. I'm just going to put the 2 of them together and slice them at the same time. Save these for one of my stacks, my little stacks that I do later. Yeah, we'll go over that. We'll do a video on stacks, guys. I don't know which page I took that out of. Oh, yeah, I do. I'm going to stick that back so I won't lose it. It goes to this triple pocket there. All right, let's go ahead and put this down. I'm going to throw that glue sheet there away because it got too much sticky on it. This one. Like I say, this is nothing but just lining the pocket a little bit. You absolutely do not have to do this if the wording doesn't bother you when you open up to put something in and see wording. If that doesn't bother you, you do not have to do this. This is just me, just giving it just that little extra touch that I do in my books. Totally not a necessary thing to do. It just strengthens this edge a little bit, and just when I open my pocket to stick my card in, and once the book is completed, you don't see that black wording right sticking out so easily. That's all. So this is what I'm talking about in case you can't see. So when you open it up, that's what you're going to see instead of the black wording. Let's see, too much. Okay, making sure I'm good. All right, I've got one more side to do. This book has turned out so absolutely beautiful to me. I almost hate to get rid of it. That's the bad thing about when you do these things. Sometimes you just hate to let them go, but I've already promised it out, so I can't. I'm really excited next to work on the magenta colored book I'm getting ready to for the summer. It's a dark color, magenta. Let's just see how it turns out. All right, we're going to get this other side here. And same thing, lining it up. That edge there. Don't want a lot peeping out. And I am going to stain the edge of this. Well, you know what, I'm not, because I don't really need to, I don't guess, because I'm going to actually put a piece of lace over it. So, all right, just pressing it down so that pocket's done. All right, same thing again. Now that you've got it, you can see where to punch it one more time. My thumb punches are still intact, just like I wanted them to be. Turn my book around, look at it this side. Let this dry. Didn't take us long to knock this one out. All right, so there is another one of our large pages done. We'll work on the card in just a second, and then we're going to call this video a day. Hadn't really planned on doing a page, but you know what? All right, here we go. We're going to line. We're ready to go in. Remember what I said about right on this top and bottom edge. You want to get that glue tight right in just that little edge. And then you want to come up the edge here. Get you a good strong bead of glue right here. And a good strong bead of glue on this edge. And then we're going to seal it. Okay, and this is another one of our large pockets that will have a dingle dangle on it. Okay. Squeeze that glue right out that gutter there. Again, I'm using the word gutter. Gutter and gully. I call them both. I don't know why. I changed them 2 different times. I'll call them something else. All right. right down and down this side, smooth it out, right down there on this side. Make sure we've got a good seal. Make sure we've got any seepage wiped off so that we don't accidentally glue some other pages. I'm checking for white space, which I have a little bit peeping out right here. And it's going to be a matter of getting my book at the angle I can cut it, so I'm going to have to fold it back a little. No, I'm going to have to turn it around and fold it back a little. I have to go this way with it. And I may not can cut it off at all. May have to just take the sanding block and try to sand it down, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Let me try to trim it. There we go. It's a lot more there than I realized, but we're going to get it off. There we go. I'm really pinching this edge now where that glue was, so I get a good tight seal for this pocket. I want it to stay as straight as possible. Alright, since I've already know that I've got to do a repair right there where I pulled a little bit of the top coat off, I'm going to go reach up here and grab me a butterfly, guys. So just bear with me a minute. We're going to get us a butterfly, put it down that corner and cover that. It's just, you can't. And if I hadn't told you it was there, you wouldn't have noticed it probably. And I probably could just stain it with this. And you know what? You really could have just stained it with that and been done with it. But I'm going to put a butterfly, as I told you I was. We're going to reach in here and find one. Might get us a pretty pink one. That magenta's a little dark. Oh, there's a pretty teal. Let's see if he's too big. Nope, I like him right there. That's where he's going. That was easy enough. We're going to darken him up just a little bit with the ink. The edges. Get rid of the white edges because he is cut with cardstock. And I'm going to try to darken the wings up just a little with the teal here. And try not to tear him. Alright, and we're going to put him at an angle that way, and that's going to be fine. And that just covers up the little goofs that I made. A happy little accident. And that just made that little extra touch right there. So that's pretty. I will not be fretting over that little spot. We will come back and cut the edge off here and do this. And I have got to stop tomorrow morning a little while and cut out lace again. I am out of the lace. No, I'm not. I mean, I might have some. No, I'm out of lace. I was thinking I had some up there, but I don't. Alright, so next, let's do this last little thing. I'm going to set our book up. Just kind of at an angle there. I'll lay that aside a minute. And I have lost some more of my, okay, this is that next page there. So that's the next one, and then the next one. And all the stuff is already cut out for the next two. But that's going to be the next video. We're going to call this one a short one today. Alright, first step, as always, we're going to work on building a card. So we need cardstock. Reach down here in my bucket, grab a whole piece, 110 pound U.S. grade, this is U.S. poundage, 110 pound cardstock. Let me put cover my glue back up so I won't walk out. I'm in the world's war habit of walking out without my needle and my glue. Alright, now let's go ahead and get the backing on this one. Make sure you get the corners good when you're lining your cards. You want a good seal on these cards. You want them to lay straight. A good flat card, and you want it tight. You want the two pieces welded together really well. Got a piece of lint there. Let me pull it off on my sweater. I apologize. Okay. You look at it in the light. It's getting a little dark here. I hope the video is not getting too dark for you guys because it's almost dark outside. It is 8 o'clock here. Yeah, right on the nose. And we're only 30 minutes into the video, so when we finish this, it won't be too horrible long one. And it won't be too horrible short. So, Alright, like you saw me when you saw me first come on the video, that's some things that you need to be doing in between time, is getting some of your tags prepped. Save yourself a whole lot of time. You don't have to. You can do a page, a card, everything at one time if that's the way you want to do it. But I do like to do a little bit of extra prepping along the way. I'm going to cut this out with a cutter because I just get a lot smoother line. Even if I cut a little bit of it off, I'm not going to fret. But I do want to cut it with a cutter. I want to pull those strips out. Alright, save that piece of cardstock. I have got a box full of old boxes from my kitchen, cereal boxes and frozen dinners, because my little young'un loves chicken nugget frozen dinner. So I've got just got a lot of boxes, and I am going to I'm going to cut some of those down and stick them over here, and we'll use some of those, but they're really thick, so sometimes they make my cards a little thicker than I want them. Okay, I got a good thickness here. Now we got to decide what we're going to do on the back. And of course, I don't even have to tell you, you know what I'm getting ready to grab. I'm ready to grab some lined paper. And I want to do this one a little differently. We've been opening up like this, but I'm going to do a flip up one this time. I say I am, but I may not can. But I can. I'll figure a way. Even if I have to piece two pieces together, we're going to get this worked out. Because I want this one to flip up right in spot. I'm tired of everything else, but I'm tired of it all being the same. Of course, we could do another bifold, but let's go with a flip up on this. And normally I could do it with the paper this way, but this is a big card, so we're going to have to cut it in two pieces. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this piece down first. So grab me a piece of paper here, and we are going to have to piece this one. That's not a problem either. Okay. Got some glue in there good. Alright, so I'm putting it down this corner, down this edge. It was double-sided, so just lay right on there. Alright, we've got that done. I hope I've got enough width on the rest of it to do my flip. I am pressing hard to get a good flat surface here. Alright. Again, I'm going to cut so that I can keep everything nice and even. Sorry about that. Sometimes that thing does fall. Alright. Lined right up perfectly. Alright, now you see this little excess at the top? Let's don't cut all that off, because we're going to use this as part of the hinge. Okay, I don't want a lot of it, but I'm going to fold it over for right now. I think I need it. There's my hinge, and I'm going to do my next paper like this. Alright, so we need to cut the next one the same size. So let's go ahead and line it up. Make sure we're lined up at the top and the bottom. And again, guys, I like to line my paper up so that the lines are straight. That's how I know I'm straight. And I did mark a little bit on that, forgive. But I'm going to go ahead and erase it so we don't have an issue later. Alright, we're going to go ahead and cut this piece. Easy enough. Simple. And once you start getting the hang of, and this is just my design, I don't see a lot of other people using paper this way. So, you know, you don't have to do it this way if you don't want to. I don't need that extra fold at the top on this one either, because we've already folded this one. Set my glasses aside. Alright, so we've cut that off. Okay. Now, I'm going to hinge the two together like this. Just like that. So this is what we're going to do on the inside. I see some pencil mark. I don't like it, so I'm going to flip it around. I think I can trim off some more. Alright, so I'm going to glue these two together right here. And I don't really need all that, so I'm going to come back in with my trusty little scissors, since I've got a line here, and I'm going to cut it right there. And what I will do is at the top of this, to hide that little seam, if it shows, and it may not even show, we will put washi tape across there as part of the decor on the back part. But we'll get there in a minute and you'll see it. This is rolling on me. It's starting to curl, so I'm going to press again. Try to straighten it out. There we go. All right, let's glue this piece here. Lay it here, and here, and here. Just let this one roll over. And you hardly see it, guys. I mean, I'm going to still put washi tape up there, but you cannot see it. Not even noticeable. We got a little hangout here, hang over here. We're just going, you got two options. Either take your cutter or your scissors and cut it. I'm just going to use my scissors. But I'm going to press this top good one more time before I cut. I'm going to make sure now that I've got my glasses on that I am an even good fold here. Alright, so we're going to cut this edge right here. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Now we're going to take our corner cutters. And we're going to cut this corner. I'm using the largest one. And I'm only going to do it at the bottom. I'm not going to do the top corner. Alright, let's grab the washi tape if I can find it. Yep, this is the one I used already in the book, so we're going to go with the same one. You do not have to use it. It's not even noticeable, but I'm going to go with it just to make it look pretty at the top of the back of this card. Right across the top there. Alright, let's cut that. Go to hit my clip art and see if I got a piece cut. See if we can find some kind of something to go on the back of this. We've got a beautiful bird bath right here. And I'm going to go in this corner. No, I don't like it like that. I'm going to cut it out some. Just because I can, I don't want to. Don't have to. No, you don't have to use it at all if you don't want to. My problem is, which one do I want? I like this one the best. Alright, so I'm going to cut this one out a little bit. Instead of it being so square, I don't want it square. Make sure I'm in, no, I'm not in video. Let me get over there. Let me get the bucket out of the way. Get us back in video. Not that you really need to see me fussing cutting, but that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a little square card that I had, and I am just making a piece of clip art with it. It was a tag that I had cut that was too small, but I didn't throw it away. And you see now why I don't throw it away, because it's usable. Ink costs money too, so if you've already printed something, you need to try to utilize it. And that's what I've done. And I'm just looking, I'm not going to try to cut all that detail there out. I'm just going to kind of cut around some of the flowers. Even if I don't cut them perfectly out, give it a little bit of shape. Get away from that square look. That's all I'm doing. Now that bottom corner is fine, okay? Because we can layer that, not the bottom corner, but the bottom piece. There we go. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that was easy enough. I'm going to ink it just a little. On the edge to make it have some distinction. It kind of gives it a three-dimensional effect, or it kind of makes it pop out like it's not so flat. Alright. Do it. And I have been known to go at this point and even use my gel pens. And I'm going to, since I mentioned that, I'm going to show you there's something else you can do. You don't have to, but you know, just all these little extra touches you can do makes a difference. I like his little beak just isn't showing out as like I want it to. So I'm going to try, yeah, there's my little hand. This may be too dark. I wish I had my brown one. But I'm going to carefully, guys, just bear with me. I'm going to carefully distinguish his beak out a little. Okay, see, that gave me a little more look. And I'm going to do his eye a little. I'm going to just kind of go in and do his eye a little. That gave me a little more distinction there. All right, and then something you can do. I always keep gel pens right handy. Always. And you can always come in and just kind of highlight some areas. But now you need to make sure if you come in and do this, if you come in and highlight with this little glitter pen, that you let it dry before you rub it against something, okay? You don't want it to smear. But these are really kind of glittery pens, and that's all I've done is gone in and just darkened a little bit of the flower. Just me, things I do. You don't have to do them. I'm going to just kind of highlight his feather just a little bit here. And there's a little bird here. You almost can't see him, so I'm going to try to bring him out just a little. Right here. I don't know if you can see him, but there he is. Just kind of make him a little bit more known. He's so tiny, you're really not hardly ever going to see him. But all right, so let's let this dry a minute. I'm going to shake it. Tap it. There we go. I got a little glitter. You probably can't see it on camera, but it did highlight it just a little bit. All right, so now that's done. I will probably do something else on the back, but we don't want to take away our writing. Okay, this is the front of our card, and the same thing here. I may want to put a piece of word art, come up with something that blends. What color? We're talking teal, so we want to stick with greens or light blues. I want to say something about sunflowers. There's a pretty blue. What does this one say? This one says amazing. You don't have to do it. I'm just doing it because I can. And I like it in this corner, so we're going to take our inker. This is more blue than it is teal, so we're going to alleviate that by just simply inking up from the edge kind of in. I'm trying not to cover the white lettering though. If you do, it's not a big deal, but I'm trying not to. Okay, so that got my blend a little better. Inking is amazing stuff, especially when you're trying to blend colors and you don't have the exact colors. And I'm going to go with my next to the largest corner cutter, and I am going to cut my tag kind of cornered. And it just cut up on me because I let it snag. So we've got to try to retrim that, guys. I don't know how I did that, but we just did it. And we're going to cut it right there. I don't know why it done that, but we're going to go with it. Now this one seems like it's going to cut perfectly, but we're not going to worry. Okay, that looks good. Amazing. We're doing it top, bottom, side, and of course a trusty always butterfly. If I can find one the right color. Oh, that one's a lovely, lovely butterfly. Pretty right there. Just that little extra touch makes a difference. This is such a massive card. I just felt like it had to have a little bit of something that gave it some dimension. So we're going to put the amazing here. And there's nothing like a yard swing, guys. I have two in my yard. We have two on a tree, and our grandchildren absolutely love the swings. they will play for hours on yard swings. So if you're blessed enough to live in the country and can put up a yard swing, make sure you do that. You will find some more relaxing hours in that. Let's come down low. That's pretty. I like it. Going with it. Don't give it a lot of thought. Sometimes the more thought you give it, the harder it is to do things. You just kind of do it. And there we go. So there's the front of our card. We're going to open it up. She got really tight in there. I had a little bit of seepage, so I'm going to have to do the same thing in here. Oh, yeah. We got a little bit of seepage there, and my glue went over, and you see what it did? But that's, hey, not a problem. We'll come right in the middle here with our beautiful tape, and we will remedy that little issue. Another happy little accident. Okay. Fold it again, and you won't have that problem again. Now it's going to fold over nicely. All right, let's look again. Flip it up, and there it is. We're going to come back later, not just go around, because we are getting into 50 minutes here, and I didn't want a great big long video. But there's the card for this one, and I hope I got it the right size so that it slides in. And again, like I said, we're going to have to come in and it's a little too long, I think, so we're going to have to take up and loosen. I don't know if I've showed y'all this before, but if sometimes your pockets are a little too tight, you just come in and loosen like this. Just take your little bone folder, your ruler or something, and just kind of go in and stretch it a little. But be careful. And let's see if it's going to slide this time in. If not, we're going to cut a little bit off that bottom. Nope, it's going in perfectly. Okay, we're going to come back now and put a tab on this side like we did before. Okay, when I say tab right here, as you know, this was one of them, and we had to put the wheel tab, and I think I've got some cut. Let me look, but I'll get my big old head in here. I don't like that one. I'm trying to see if I've got one that same color. I don't see one, but you know what? It's sitting right here. We can find some of that. And you don't have to use any. Yep, there's a piece of it. How simple can we get? Okay. There it is. And we saved our paper. All right. Now we've got to measure where we're going to put it. So, going to put this one back in, but that's what we're trying to do. I'm just showing you what we're getting ready to do with this tab here. Okay. All right, we're going to lay the card back inside where it belongs. And we could have used pink because, you know, pink is the offset color here if you'd wanted to use a different color tab. I don't. I want all three of my tabs to be the same in this book. This top corner's wanting to give me a little bit of a fit. There we go. All right, I'm going to stick it in there like that. Okay, and I'm going to take my pencil and just kind of mark where my cutout is on my card. Like that. So I know where to put my wheel tab. Okay. Glue on, get my glue on, get my glue on. I hope it's not too far up to the edge. Okay, there's my cut. It needs to stick out right about there. And there it goes. Gotta make sure let me see that one more time before I stop. Yep, I put it almost to the edge here. All right. All right, so now we've got our tab on. Good show. And last but not least, I just messed up. Oh, be careful, guys. I should have only done it on the inside. Let's hope the glue didn't stick. It did. So we're going to have to put a little graphic there. See, these mistakes. But they happen. And you just have to go with them. But yeah, that was an open up tab. So I'm going to have to put me a butterfly there. Thank the Lord for butterflies, right, guys? If I had a bird, it would even be better. But I'm running out of my teal color butterflies, that's for sure. But I got one right here. It'll be fine. A little bit bigger than that one. And the moth is way too big. But I love it. Oh my gosh, but it is pretty. Yep, I'm going with that one. I'm going to color it though. All right. Another happy little accident. It's like today, one of the days I should have just not crafted, done. Nah, I never say that. Make accidents. They just happen. I don't, you know. I'm not embarrassed or anything. That's just the way it is. And see, I got my teal color almost done just by coming in and coloring it. Told you, inking is amazing. The things you can do with ink is amazing. And this really even blends pretty with this up here. Now this looks good there. Doesn't hurt a thing. Just gave me that little extra touch up there. Make them corner and put them in the corners like so. Alrighty. And give me this antennae. Hold on. This was where you don't want to make no accident though. Okay. I'm not even going to pull that off. All right, now we'll go on. Goodness, scatter all that before it dried. All right, we're going to kind of look at this corner here. Wrong side. This thing is a monster. And I can't say that I love it, and I can't say that I dislike it, but it's a monster to deal with sometimes. Alright, I've got my hole punched, and I'm going to go with another pink. I did pink earlier. I think I'm going to do pink again. What's that color right there? It's pretty. That's too blue. I don't like that. Oh, I didn't do pink. I did this light blue on the other one, so that's what we're going with. Nope, let's put you back. Oh, I can't put you back yet. Trying to get ahead of myself. Alright, let's go ahead and put your tab in. Put that in, and let's go ahead and press it. My wrist is hurting today, so it's not wanting to function real well. Alright, got it done. And next time you see that, we'll have a dingle dangle on it. I'm not going to go try to pull through tonight and find one. Of course, they're right over here, but put the butterflies back up out of the way again. Alright, so this card's done. For now, we're still going to do some decorating on the inside. Now I'm going to cut that. I don't want that white sticking out. I'm going to do some decorating on the inside when I get some more clip art cut, but that's the basics of it. So now you've seen how to do a large journaling card, and this one's different. The other one opened up the other way. This one flips up that way. Love it, guys. I just love this book. Betty, you're going to love this book. And I appreciate you very much that you saw it right to start with and made claim to it. I wish I could sell all of mine that easily. And if there's something you see going on that you want me to do for you into the book, just go ahead and email me again. You know how to get up with me. Alright, so there it goes. That one's sticking out from the book. We'll have a dingle dangle on it, guys. So there's your next one. See the tab sticking out? We got one more going to be in the back. So that one's done. Alright, so that one is done, all except for the lace. We do have to put lace on this edge like here. Like I said, I've got to cut some tomorrow when I got a little more time, and since I don't have the baby. And we will then tomorrow, we're going to work on this dual pocket here. And I say a dual pocket because it's two different shaped pockets we have here. And you can't see it real well, so I'm going to open the book and let you see. We've got a corner pocket that comes off right here, and then we've got a straight pocket that's going to come in right here. I will take the liner so you can see it, how it lays. Okay, so there you go. You're going to have a dual pocket here, and you're going to have a slide out pocket this way with a small tab that's going to pull this one out. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow for one. And the other one, if time permits on the next video, we have a triple pocket. And this is already cut out with these. on the triple pocket. This is my background piece going in right here. And then we've got 3 pictures that's going in. We're going to have lace here and here. And on the back side will be the swing set. Okay, guys, so that's what's planned on the next video. Stay tuned for it. I want to again tell you I thank you so much for following me. If you have not liked and subscribed, please go in and do so. Please take the time to watch a couple more videos, at least 10 or 15 minutes of them. It helps my view time. We are really starting to climb. And so this is Nana K. I'm not going to hold you up much tonight, and we're just going to say good night for now, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.